Hey everyone, SolarPrimal here. It's been about 6 months since I've done any content regarding an alternative to the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. And that is partly because there wasn't much else to cover. Sure, there are the more expensive Power A controllers coming out, but that's not really a cheaper alternative. That was until EasySMX contacted me to have a look at one of their controllers and to see what I think of it. So they sent me a free sample for me to unbox and give my first impressions on, and we're gonna see how it functions and holds up against the other alternatives out there in the market. So, let's do this. I'm just gonna get right into it and we're just gonna unbox this. Obviously it's gonna look much nicer for a lot of you, but yeah, let's just get into this. Right out of the box. Really interesting packaging. It's mostly all cardboard, so if this was all together like that, that's how it would come. And there's the charging cable, yeah, a USB-C, which is actually really neat to see. Pardon the pun. Oh, okay, little input card, which is awesome. We'll get into that a little later. I'm saving the goods for last. There's the instruction manual, which is good because this thing has a few functions that other controllers don't. The way this box is positioned here, it's making it so it's keeping the controller secure, but I want it. There we go. Pop that portion outward, and then we can get the controller. Pull that out, and look at that. That looks gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Oh wow. Like, oh, this feels different. Oh my. Oh my. Okay, well, first of all, let's get that out of the way. I know some of you are all plastic people. I don't know what the phrase is. You really want to take your plastic off, where I like to keep it on as long as I could to preserve things, but we're gonna get right into this thing. Right away, like, I guess if you look really closely on the website, you can see it. But there's like a little floral pattern on this too. So yeah, that's cool. I just like from afar, it just looks like a pattern, but that has some nice detail. And again, as soon as I put my hands on the front plate here, this material is really nice. I can't explain it. But yeah, it's really nice. I like it. Like, even before I even touch any of the buttons, I'm already like, this has a good feel to it. The buttons don't feel too bad. The joysticks feel plasticky to me. They don't feel like they have that little rubberness to them, but that's not a deal breaker for me. The buttons, they feel good. the patented test everything. Now, this does have a few things. There's a reset button on here, and I imagine that's for the turbo button. I'm just assuming I didn't read the manual yet. And they have a little turbo button right there, where you can set any of the face buttons to turbo. And then it comes with all the usual functions of that. You may be wondering, why did I get a pink one? My choice. And we chose it because, well, we have a little girl on the way, so this will be her controller down the road. Obviously, it'll be used by anybody that wants to use it. But, you know, this will be hers. Yeah. So I think this needs to charge before I can even use it. So we're gonna have to do some movie magic. Fun fact, it says it takes about 2 hours to fully charge. So let's give it 10 and see what we get. So right away, when I plug it in, it gives you the little indicator on how charged it is. So there you go. Doesn't come with a charge, which is totally fine, I understand. That is reasonable, honestly. So we're gonna give this a little bit of time and see where it takes us. I'm actually curious right now to see if it will connect to anything. According to like one of the first pages you read, you can adjust the rumble that comes with this. And you know what? Probably while this is charging, I might as well talk about some of the features that it comes with. So EasySMX's model ESM-YS06 wireless comes with a few interesting features. As you can already tell, it has an internal battery which takes about 2 to 3 hours to charge, with a runtime of 8 to 10 hours. The box does say 6, but 8 to 10 sounds way better. It has adjustable rumble, so that's something new, as well as gyro controls, for those of you that utilize that. It could also connect to your PC by the wire, as well as an Android device, but I don't have one, so I won't be able to test that out. Don't think I can connect this while it's charging. It says to connect this, what you gotta hold the home button and the Y button. So let's find out. That was instant. Oh, because it's connected by USB right now. Can I connect it without is the question. Let's find out. Okay. Oh, I recognized it. Hey, you don't have to press those buttons. You can just... Well, maybe you do. I don't know. So, well, there we go. We got it connected right away, so that's good. Even on just a small charge, I was able to get connected, so that's really good to know. I will fully charge this eventually, just for now, that's that. Now, you can adjust the rumble, apparently. So, by pressing the T button and up or down, depending on how you feel. I need a game that does rumble, though. So I was able to find a game that had rumble. Unfortunately, you're in the middle of the game, so you can't really adjust it on the fly. But at default, the rumble is subtle, but it's there. So if you prefer more intense rumbling, then you can adjust it as you will. Now, it has a turbo function, and I never use turbo for anything because I can never think of a practical use for it. Some people do, I don't, so I don't actually use it. So yeah, if you're into turbo, perfect, this one is a controller for you. It also brags that it can connect to the PC with the wire. So as much as I want to test that out, I don't have enough ports on my computer, unfortunately. They're all taken up at the moment, so I won't be able to test out that, but I can already tell the controller functions very well. And yeah, for me, that's a big selling point. There's a ton of good and there's a bit of a trade-off. If you want to compare it to, say, the Pro controller, which in fact I actually have mine right here. It's connected to my PC right now via Bluetooth. So we have the Power 8 controller, the Pro controller, and this new controller, the EMS, as I'm gonna coin it for now, because I know they have other ones, but this is the one they brought me. On the screen, you're gonna see it right now. There's a price comparison based off Canadian dollars, so I will try and see if I can fit in American dollars on there as well. But these are the price comparisons in Canadian for me, and as you can see, this controller is practically half the price of a Pro controller, and it comes with quite a few different features that the Power 8 controller is lacking. So all three controllers can connect via Bluetooth onto the Switch. The Power 8 controller cannot connect to a PC, no matter what. The EMS can, just with a wire. And comparing the power options with the Pro controller, we have 6 hours to charge, and it'll run for 40 hours, which is fantastic. The Power 8 controller, of course, needs AA batteries, and those runtimes can vary. I've had sometimes the Power 8 controller can last me a good 2-3 weeks without having to change the battery. But then you go to a tournament where there's multiple switches and it's constantly trying to find the switch it's connected to. It kills the battery within 20 minutes. And then the EMS controller takes 2-3 hours to charge, but as you saw, it took me maybe 10 minutes before I could actually start using it. And then it brags a runtime of 8 to 10 hours, which is kind of point of interest. I need to point out, I don't know if it's on here, actually, it's on the box. It says it has a runtime of 6 hours, which is a little different. You guys might want to coordinate a little bit better with your information. And it says it has a standby of about 25 days, which is really good. I don't know how long the Pro controller has for standby days, but because I don't have it on standby for very long. Then the Pro controller's rumble you can turn on and off, as opposed to the Power 8 controller, which has no rumble. And then the EMS controller, which can adjust the rumble. So, you know, to each his own. If you like the rumble, perfect. If you're like, I can go without rumble, then, you know, maybe Power A is just better for you. But mind you, again, the price difference, I will say. And then as for kind of added fluff, you could say the Pro controller can wake up your Switch. The Power A controller has 2 programmable buttons, so you can take any of the face buttons and have them sync to a button underneath, or 2 buttons underneath, I should say. And then the EMS controller has a programmable turbo function. So yeah, and again, if you're into turbo, perfect. Go for this, 100%. I'm not saying I'm not gonna go for it. I really like this controller. This is incredible controller for its price point when you compare it to what else is out there. And of course, only the Pro controller can read amiibos, but that's normal. We all kind of knew that already. And that's not a deal breaker for a lot of us, because if you have a Switch, you have Joy-Cons, they can read the amiibos for you. Do I recommend this? Actually, 100% yes. If you're just completely strapped for cash that way, where you're like, man, I really can't commit $90 Canadian to a Pro controller, by all means, go for this, because this is a really good alternative. It is a little lighter than a Pro controller, admittedly. Pro controller has more guts in it, though. So that's kind of expected. I have nothing really bad to say about this controller. I know it's going to sound biased because they gave this controller to me, but honestly, I'm impressed. Honestly, I swore by Power A for 2 years. No, it's been 3 years now. So for years, yeah. Because, yeah, they seemed really convenient, minus the battery thing. Obviously, their more expensive one, which is even more than a Pro controller, doesn't take batteries anymore, which is great. That's fantastic. But this doesn't need batteries either. And it's not even $50. So, if you're looking for a controller, again, I have it plugged in right now because I'm charging it. If you want a wireless controller for a really good price, and it feels good, I recommend this. I do. As you can see behind me, they come in a variety of different styles. I don't know if they have, I think they have some like clear ones as well, if I saw on their social media recently. But yeah, I really like this one. And again, I don't know what they're using for this material, but I like it. I really do. The bottom half is just regular plastic. It does feel a little skinnier on the controls, so this is perfect for kids. Especially if you're not willing to soak nearly $100 for a controller and just for your kid to just destroy the controller, because that is what kids do. Yeah, so that's my kind of take on all this. Let me know in the comments down below what your preference is for an alternative for a Nintendo Switch Pro controller, because again, they are a little pricey. Or are you willing to shell out that kind of money for it? If not, again, what is your alternative? This one might be my new go-to. I want more styles. If you guys make more styles, maybe a red and black one, I might pick up another one, because hey, yeah, good price and functions very well. Like, I played some pod racing and I died from user error, not this. So that's good. I don't know, I'm out of practice. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say. And yeah, leave a like on the video if you liked it. I might do more of these if there is a need for it. And until then, you guys, this is SolarPrimal signing out, and bye for now. Also, thank you, EasySMX, for providing me this controller. I love it.